back from the dead.
Show uncanceled, like Futurama and The Family Guy and
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Community.
And except it's still gonna be good after it gets brought back.
It's not gonna be bad.
Hopefully.
I hope too it will be good.
This is M-Class Email, the show where we sit down with your emails, read them, and give live reactions, but not reactions with a TM, fine brothers. Fuck off.
What, did they trademark that?
They did trademark that.
Reactions? The word reactions.
Yeah, React Video. They trademarked that.
Oh, wow, great. Wow, guys. React Video? Cool. Thanks, guys.
You know what? If it stops React videos from happening, I'm fine with it.
It won't. Well, God, they'll just call them something else, like, surprise shorts.
Man, I had some of those in high school. Anyway, our first email. Our first email of the evening is from Sotomaru. And he begins by saying, Trek Young Adults.
Trek Young Adults.
Third time, it's been a long time.
Oh, fuck. It's been a long time reading these emails.
Dude, we need to get somebody to record like a fucking remix of that and just use it as our email.
That would be great.
So after a 1 year or so unintentional hiatus, I got back to listening to your sumptuous podcast, and I'm now almost caught up to 100%.
Wow. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while for Sotomaru.
Yeah, that's like an early emailer, I think.
Yeah, I recognize his name, and I just thought he never left. You could have said you never left. I would have assumed you were still listening to the show. So, good job.
I just assume everyone is always listening to the show at all times.
Yeah, like at important events in their life, the show is on. Baby's being born, the show is on.
Shh, keep that baby quiet. They're talking about Star Trek.
Shut up, Jeff and Josh are being awesome as usual.
Over the past few weeks, I've wanted to write about several subjects, only to find them addressed in the next email episode. Guess that Zeitgeist kept pulling the rug out from under me.
Fuck you, Time Ghost.
Anyway, here's some random Star Trek thoughts for you. Number one, I recently started watching DS9 again, and I'm approaching the middle of Season 7. As Only a Paper Moon began, I started rolling my eyes at the prospect of a Holosuite episode centered on Vic Fontaine.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
However, this turned out to be a very good episode. The scene where Nog breaks down while talking to Vic almost had tears bring to my eyes.
Yeah, he gets like, he's injured in the war, right? He loses his leg. Yeah. And he gets like post-traumatic stress, and he like lives in Vic Fontaine's fucking holodeck like hotel or whatever, right?
Yeah, because it's like it's his escape from the real world. Yeah, he doesn't have to deal with it.
He has to go back and deal with his life. Yeah.
He points out that considering the Ferengi costume, that's nothing short of a tour de force when it comes to acting.
Yeah, he's great.
Maybe this would be a good episode to review sometime in the future, like a holodeck collection or something. Fuck yeah, we could do a Barclay episode.
Oh god, Barclay just going and like turning his fucking bosses into sex objects. I'll be back to fuck you, Diana Troy.
Yeah, he turns his bosses into sex objects or tiny people for him to humiliate.
To punch and, like, make fools of.
Have you guys watched the Wild Wild Country documentary on Netflix?
What's that?
It's another one about cults, and I thought it was very wild indeed.
I just recently watched a documentary about Area 51, and I believed every second of it. It's called, the documentary is insane. It's
called This Shit Wild, the Area 51 story.
You ain't gonna believe this shit. Reaction vid TM. Was it Bob Lazar is the guy's name, who's like supposedly worked there.
Bob Lazar's law blog.
Blah blah blah's law blog. And Mickey Rourke does a voiceover in the documentary for no reason.
Because he's a crackpot like you.
Dude, it's crazy. It's so. I told Mike to watch it. I was like, Mike, you gotta watch it. And I was like, also, You gotta watch him on like the fucking what's that Joe Rogan pod. I watched like the Joe Rogan podcast afterward because I was like, I gotta see what this dude has to say.
Joe Rogan podcast is
Joe Rogan, yeah.
Every bit of like hyper masculine misinformation on the internet comes right out of Joe Rogan's face.
Yeah, Joe Rogan does that thing where he'll like play both sides like shamelessly, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I find that to be like super annoying.
I can't stand him. Like
yeah, no, I know.
I
don't usually watch his show or listen to his show.
This dude, you hosted Fear Factor. Calm down.
Right, you hosted Fear Factor, and you were on news radio, and also you do the fights now.
Yeah,
right?
he was like one of the fucking replacement hosts on the Man Show when the two guys who did it got too ashamed to do it anymore. Now
The
fucking
Man
Jimmy
Show.
Kimmel is like the late night host star or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit really went uphill for that guy.
I remember the first episode of the Jimmy Kimmel Late Night Show. They were drinking vodka out of milk cartons, and ABC was like, "You can't ever do that ever again."
Why?
Because they were wasted. They were 100% wasted on the show.
Well, that makes sense. You can't get wasted on the show.
They were wasted. And Jimmy Kimmel now is like, he's like just a guy who does late night.
Apparently, like his shtick, his late night shtick, is that he doesn't shy away from political shit. Like he gets real hardcore, like full left wing political in his show, and brings on political guests and stuff.
Yeah, he's all right. I just think it's funny because he used to be like
he used to be the Man Show.
Yeah, Comedy Central, fucking
girls jumping on trampolines.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That was the whole show.
That was the end, right? They did. Now it's the girls on the trampolines, and it's like, you know that there's like porn, right? Like
you don't have to watch this. There's pornography.
I can just go like watch people having sex with each other.
He concludes his email by saying, "The other stuff I'd like to ramble about aren't Star Trek related, so I'll keep them for another time. There's no reason to do that.
Yeah, this is the time.
You can ramble about whatever you want to us.
Yeah, I don't care.
Hope to make it on the show this time. Love you guys. Sotomaru, assistant to the general manager, Uhura Penthe, Penal Colony, Sector
D. Penal Colony.
Uhura Penthe?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you for that email, Sotomaru.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'd like to point out that we got a really fun email from a longtime fan of the show and host of 1 Million Podcasts, Asterios Kokonos.
Okay.
Who, I'm saving that for another day, Asterios. So I wanted to go ahead and point that out.
You're teasing everybody.
I'm teasing it. It's a very fun email that I'm going to be saving for another day.
Damn, dude.
Thank you, Asterios.
Thank you. I think you told me about it already.
Yes.
Sorry now.
Our next email is from David S., who...
That's a fake name.
It's entitled "Just an Old-Fashioned Homegrown Email Like Your Graham Used to Make."
Graham!
And he, in quotations, is asking me to say this in my best Bluebell ice cream commercial country accent, which I assume is like the Georgian style.
Yeah, Georgia. What's like, Georgia?
Well, howdy there, Trek boys.
It's a little bit smoother. Yeah.
I was just enjoying a pleasant horse ride with Sally Mae and that old holy deck, and found my mind a-racing faster than a pond-fawed green blood with a picture of a butt painted on the inside of his glasses.
That's very vivid and slightly racist.
There's so much spacist about this email.
Yeah, that's all. It's like, but also like, how can he see the butt?
It's too close. I just couldn't wrap my noggin round the vastness of them there cosmoses. I mean, hell, space is bigger than a balloon filled with too much air, I tell you what.
What a perfect analogy.
I know ancestors of mine were meaner than Klingons out of wine and more yellow-bellied than a pack of Suliban with mustard on their shirts.
What?
But their kin, after nutting up and figuring shit out, now enjoy a life free of basic need, money, and full of experiences that are just plain richer than a Ferengi hawking Gatorade on Ryza.
This dude has a million analogies.
How's this balloon gonna take more air? Ain't hard to learn about stuff we're finding out there. Annoying god aliens in wormholes, annoying god aliens from continuums, and jerk liquid aliens made of sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
As our good folks in red, gold, and teal explore them stars, the threats to humanity and Earth seem to grow bigger than the charts showing where we found them. I reckon there might be a point where we get too big for our britches and piss off the wrong alien. Hell,
Oh, no.
I'll never forget Wolf 359, and it was a good thing I was already pissing on a June bug when I saw that cube in orbit, or else I'd have had to wring out my drawers. After the Borg and Dominion, could it be time to focus less on exploration and more on making the Federation great again?
Oh, no.
Now, I'm just a simple pit master, and maybe I'm sounding a little yellow-bellied myself, but feeling like the Federation can't keep up with these threats makes me more nervous than a long-tailed Cadian in a room full of rocking chairs. Being in Starfleet yourselves, what sorts of technologies, alliances, or shifts in focus would you like to see in Starfleet to prevent the Federation getting surprised worse than a Klingon getting caught with both dicks in his hands? Y'all take care of yourselves, you hear? Signed, David S., Pitmaster on the USS Pound of Pork Ribs.
That sounds delicious.
I want to get reassigned to that ship.
Yeah, how do we get that? How do we get to there?
So, what sort of technologies, alliances, or shifts in focus would we like to see in Starfleet to prevent the Federation getting fucked?
I think we just gotta keep doing what we're doing. You can't prevent it. Like, there's nothing you can do. That's the point. That's the whole point.
I think any sort of idea of prevention is like
Counter.
it's make believe. It's all made up to make you feel better, but it's just gonna make it worse for you.
There's
in the
no
long
control.
run.
You're just the illusion of control. There is no real control.
The
You can't
illusion of control means that you're gonna be slower at responding to the real problem when it happens. All you can do is like. The only preparations you can do are like background things. You can't change your way of life. Like there's a whole Deep Space Nine episode about that with the infiltration of the Federation by the Dominion.
Yep, can't change. If Wolf 911359 taught us anything, we can't let the Borg win.
It's true. I have no intention of making the Federation great again. Never say that to me again.
Yeah, no. Let's not do that.
I feel like really we need to be focusing our technologies towards more pound of pork ribs.
I want to know more about this glasses with butts painted on the inside of them, and where do I get one?
The butts wouldn't be in focus, though. They'd be too close.
But what if the technology could make it so the butt wasn't? Is it a naked butt or is it a underweared butt? How much butt are we talking about here?
Maybe it projects a butt into your eyeball, so it's an upside down butt on the lens that projects into your eyeball, so you see the right side up butt.
Does it project the ideal, like what my brain thinks of the ideal butt?
Is there enough room in your eyeball for that, Josh?
No. There's not enough glasses in the universe for that.
I appreciate your ability to weave an analogy. Holy hell, you did so well.
That's great. Those were really good. I laughed at least 3 of them.
Really, what Starfleet needs to do is stick to its principles, its guiding ideals, and make certain that no matter how far we have to stray in order to protect them, that we never break them.
Ben, don't break.
That's how I feel about my beloved Federation, my beloved Starfleet.
Oh, Federation, we love you so very much.
That's the one we kept, huh? We kept the All Canada in the far future.
And when we think of you, it makes me wanna fart.
It's I hope we never part from the Federation. Get it right or pay the price. Get it right or roar a penthe.
Or a penthe.
Hopefully that answered your question, you southern stereotypical bitch.
Fuck, dude. All right.
Our next email. Our next email comes from Cap'n Kevin.
Hey.
Not our Kevin, but also our Kevin.
Yeah. I didn't think it was Kevin. Kevin 36.
Kevin 36. He's my favorite of the Kevins so far.
He's getting better.
The new Kevin is always my favorite. That new Kevin smell. He is entitled this email, "The influential fictional ass Star Trek has on our real ass life."
Yes.
Or the influence, blah blah blah. Dearest Trek boys.
Hi.
First time email, long time listener here.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party palace. I thought of a discussion type question that may have been covered in previous episodes, so I completely understand if you don't include it. I think you've discussed how Trek has influenced the way you think about the world from a morality/ethical/political point of view, but how much has Star Trek's influence played a role in making real life decisions and setting real goals?
So I have a story about this.
Sure.
I went to the Philadelphia Geek Awards.
Did you win anything?
We have before, but we were not, Cassini was nominated. Like, this was like 2 years ago for best web, whatever the fuck, right? And we've been around for like 100 years. So I went kind of being like, we're not gonna win, right? And we didn't win. But the entire night, there were these like incredible like people there who like real scientists, real like people who changed the world, and this fucking kid made a tricorder. Like, he made a device that like what's the word I'm looking for, that diagnosed you. Yeah. And I was like, this motherfucking 18-year-old kid made this fucking device, like, and I say like dick and butt, like, I don't belong here. I was like, this guy fucking invented a fucking tricorder. It's crazy. He really, it's like 97% accurate or some shit like that.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
I don't think that answers his question, though, Josh.
That's how it's changing the world, man. That kid likes
it's
Star
definitely
Trek.
changing the world.
Yeah, scientists like love Star Trek, and not because like, you know, they're scientists already. It makes them want to be scientists, right?
Oh yeah, there's like the James Doohan talks about how he received letters on the daily about people who became engineers because of watching him.
Yeah.
But he means like more personally, like how it's affected your like
how it's affected my life,
how it's affected your everyday decisions and your like life goals and stuff.
Well, this is like super metaphysical, and I don't know if I can like answer it. I think people make a decision in their life. Partially, I think they make a decision, but I think also part of it is the type of person that they are, just because of either genetics or environment. I think you decide that you want to be a type of a person, and then you try to work toward that. And Star Trek like definitely played a huge role in that for both of us, Jeff, because I know we don't want to be shitty.
Oh yeah,
right.
I try.
So, yeah, we try, right? But I mean, we're gonna be shitty a little bit.
There's like definitely a humanist, like a heavy streak of humanist in both of us that was inspired by Star Trek. Yes. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And like, there's always that moment when like a bad situation's getting worse, and you think to yourself like, what's the best way to approach this? And whether you think about it or not, like Star Trek had a hand in giving you that information.
Like, I always think like, what would Picard do? Like, that's like a thing I definitely think about sometimes, where I'm like, how would somebody who my ideal of respect and like humanism handle a situation? And hopefully I come even 1% close to that ideal. I don't know if I do. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Like, I try to live up to that Starfleet ideal. Like, I think when I'm in public situations, I always think like, how would a Starfleet officer handle this? How would a Starfleet officer like behave in this type of situation?
It helps me in like taking myself out of the equation too.
Oh,
because like in Starfleet and in Star Trek, like when they go back in time and they're dealing with like ignorant racism, they don't get like personally offended about it. Even though like it personally is offending them, they deal with it on a very like objectively manner, like where they're very like they're like disgusted by it personally, but they're not like they're not just like yelling at the guy because
They're
what's
not
that
like
gonna do,
blinded
right?
by
Yeah.
the rage of the moment.
Right. So I kind of think of like that, like has that led me to like Buddhism and stuff? Maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know the answer to that. So
It's like there's always like the formative years, like growing up watching Star Trek. Like I'm sure that my ideal of like what it means to be a good man
yeah.
is very much created by Captain Kirk and Captain Picard.
Yeah, they're like your
Like-
dads. Like that's how I was like, well, I want this guy to be like my role model, and you get to,
Yeah.
that's what's great. You get to pick your role model, right?
And it's like I read this article the other day that I really loved, and it was from a trans man.
Yeah,
And he wrote that the thing that taught him what it meant to be a real man and not the like way masculinity is
Right.
portrayed on television and in movies and stuff usually was Captain Kirk.
right.
And he specifically cited the episode Charlie X where he tries to explain to Charlie
To
like what
women,
he's doing
yeah.
is wrong.
Yeah.
And like you can't always have what you want and you can't use your power as like
Right.
a man to take.
Right.
And it's all about give.
Right.
It's not about take. And I thought that article was amazing and it really like opened my eyes to how formative Star Trek was to my idea of what it meant to be like I guess a grown up. To do the
Yeah,
right
to-
thing and
right.
be like an adult.
right, to be a rational human being and not just like an ape man screaming about stuff he wants, which is like what most people are. Like,
There
let's
there
be
is a
honest.
lot of that in the world.
There's just people screaming about the thing they want, and like that's not how society should be. Like you can't, like we all feel that way all the time. Like we all have base needs, but we need to like transcend that, right? Like we need to like get past our base instincts, and that to me is like the biggest thing.
Evolving beyond where we are now is
Yeah.
super important to the narrative of Star Trek, and I think it
Yeah.
should be more important to people in general.
That's why I think Jeff and I get so mad about new Star Trek stuff, because that's gone. It's not there anymore.
No,
that's
like you can't even find it in subtext anymore.
it's not. Yeah, there's no trace of it. So
The thing is, if you, and I've said this to people and they get really angry, but fuck them. If you watch Starship Troopers
right.
and then you watch Into Darkness back to back, those take place in the same universe.
Right. They're
Like,
both
they
wearing
all have-
Nazi uniforms.
They
and they're
they both have the same set of ideals.
yes.
And they
you're right.
all act exactly the same
Who gets
way.
mad about that? Because it's true. That's why they get mad about it. It's
Yeah,
like-
it's true, and they hate it, so they
yeah.
get mad about it.
They're
But,
like, wait a minute. There's something to this.
It's just
Ah!
like Starship Troopers is a satire, and Into Darkness is 100% serious.
right.
And
It
that's
takes
the
well, it
fucked
takes
up
itself
part about
100%
it.
seriously. Also, Into Darkness doesn't have Dina Meyer's boobs in it, so
It's true. I think
Just
that's
watch.
mention number 2 of Dina Meyer tonight.
yeah, she's on my mind. Old Dina.
Always on my mind.
I know
Hey.
Dina. I know you're listening, Dina.
She's a big fan of this podcast.
yeah, definitely.
Captain Kevin says, I'm young enough to have had every season of TNG on DVD growing up, so characters like Picard, Riker, and Data, etc. were my role models all the way through my formative years, and even now that I'm a grown person with grown person responsibilities. I chose to major in music for my undergrad because school's dumb and band was the only thing I was good at and enjoyed.
Yeah, that's how artists are. That's how it is, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
That's how I sort of feel about it. School's
chose-
dumb.
I chose to emphasize in music education for a bunch of practical reasons, but a major one was that I like to see instrumental ensembles as a crew, the music hall as a ship, and the music director as the captain.
There you go.
I admire Picard, Kirk, and Sisko so much that I wanted to be the captain too, and that has given me a shit ton of motivation throughout my education and career. So much so that I went on to pursue a master's degree.
Damn.
I don't want to be the equivalent of some rando Starfleet captain. I want to be Picard / Kirk / Sisko of band directors.
That's awesome.
I'm not just trying super hard to live out a fantasy. I love my field and I love teaching, but I feel that imagining I'm a captain with a responsibility to his crew and his ship helps me stay motivated when others would get burnt out.
I think that's a great way to look at things. I do that too. You know, I want to be like a member of the crew, but I also want to like be a good leader at stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of times being a good leader means not poking and prodding things, and I think people can confuse that for not caring sometimes. But like, good leaders know when to like say stuff and when not to. You know. But I think that's a great way to look at any situation.
I mean, there have definitely been situations in my life where, like, I've realized that I was in a position at the head of something.
Yeah.
And the best way to approach it is, like, the Picard method or the Kirk method. And sometimes the Sisko method.
Right. Get mad and punch a god.
Like, when I was in college, I would stay late all the time in the design lab doing work at night, and at a certain point in time, I realized, like, I got given the keys to the place.
Right.
Like, because I was there all the time, and I was there all night.
Yeah, you had, like, responsibility, right? So, you're just in charge.
The professor was like, just lock up, make sure everybody's out by, like, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah. And, like, I realized that, like, I was in charge of the situation now.
Right.
And there were times when I Picarded a situation and I talked somebody out of their bad behavior, and there were times when I Sisko'd the situation and just kicked him out of the fucking lab.
And just got yelled at him, yeah. Yeah, they did that to me at Gamervision. I got the keys, like, the second week I was there, and I was, like, the only person who, like, worked there, like, normal, like, besides, like, you know, the owners, and I just think a lot of it was because I was very even-keeled about certain things, and there's a lot of people around who, you know, weren't even-keeled, so they weren't going to be in charge of that, right? So,
there's a sense of responsibility that's necessary as well, and like
respect. There's a sense of respect too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Not like kiss assy. I mean, like it's a fine line, right? Like, you gotta like be yourself, but also like have respect for like the people around you and stuff.
Like, I ran a stream like ages ago, back before streaming games was like big.
Yeah.
On, like, it was on live stream.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
No, I don't think so.
But like, I got given that live stream by the guy who started it because it was like a Mega Man marathon where somebody played through all the games.
Oh my god.
And when he was done, there was like a community around it of like 50 people or
That's
whatever
awesome.
who'd been watching the whole time. And I'm still friends with some of them to this day.
Yeah.
But like, I was given control of this or whatever, and eventually I didn't want to fucking deal with it anymore.
Right.
And I had to pick somebody to give it to, and everybody was like super confused when I gave it to my friend Eric, who listens to this. Hey, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
People were confused that I gave it to Eric, including Eric, and the reason why I gave it to him is because he had a sense of responsibility about it and cared about what happened to it.
Right.
It wasn't just like a cool thing to be like, I own this.
I have the keys. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I know.
And so pat yourself on the back, Eric. You're a good guy.
Good job, Eric. You didn't suck.
I love you, buddy.
I don't know you, but I guess I love you too.
You went to one of his streams once.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I remember that. I do remember that.
Anyway,
I don't go to a lot of people's streams, so it's easy for me.
Yeah, exactly. He finishes out the email by saying, "Since you guys are older and wiser, I wanted to see how you relate to any of this." And it turns out a lot.
Yeah, I think people who are Star Trek fans all have a similar type of brain waves. Like, I think we all feel the same about certain things. It's It's
like
much
anybody
more
who is into Star Trek and doesn't completely misunderstand the message of it completely.
Right. That's
like
what
you're saying.
Right.
And there's a lot of that, and it sucks. But thanks for the email, Captain Kevin.
Thanks, Captain Kevin.
It was a good one.
We did it.
Our next email of the evening is from Mr. Steve Nemzik.
Steve!
And it is entitled The Federation of Session with Family History.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but
What does that mean?
He begins by, so, have you noticed how much Next Generation characters, and indeed humans in general by the 24th century, seem to be really invested in their family history. Riker immediately recognizes his ancestor Thaddeus, I don't know how to duck Riker, in that one shitty Voyager episode. You know, the one where all the promos showed Riker and everyone got all excited?
And he was there
find
for
out
2 seconds.
He's in it for like 2 minutes of the episode. Yeah, that was awesome. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Also, Picard seems to have a deep affection for his family.
Yeah.
There's that one episode where he stomps his brother's nuts into the grapevine after subtly hitting on his sister-in-law multiple times in the episode.
Yeah, well.
He called her the best cook in France, and then he punched his brother in the throat. I'm exaggerating a bit, maybe, but you get the idea.
Maybe.
Anyway, what I'm getting at is, what if they found out one of the crew had augment DNA in their blood? And he continues on this a bit, but watch Deep Space Nine, Steve.
Steve, watch Deep Space Nine. Also, the drumhead, right?
No, the drumhead is about having a drop of Romulan.
Romulan, well, similar, right? That's, yeah. But, like, not everyone's history is, like, it's like, Picard has a lot of famous explorers in his, like, he's got the Picard, the diver, right? He's related to him. I think Eddington carries around a loonie. He carries around, like, a Canadian coin.
There's, it serves two purposes, really. Like, it creates, like, a legacy for these characters, but it also creates a direct bridge to the present.
Yes.
Like, Eddington carrying around his loonie is like, I've got a loonie. I'm in Canada.
Right. Plus, you have to remember World War III happened, so a lot of family history probably was erased. Like, nobody knows, like, the definitive, like, where people went after the war, right? How did we survive, right?
There's something very interesting. Like, history itself is exceptionally interesting.
Yeah.
To people in the present. History. I love history as well. But there's something, like, even more, like, drawing you in. It, like, just, like, enchants you about your own history.
Yeah.
Like, when I found out that one of my ancestors was a colonel in the Civil War and he fought for the Union, I was, like, fucking astoundingly happy.
One of my uncles died at Antietam.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not for him.
I mean,
but
he died.
Was cool to know.
Yeah. He's buried, weirdly enough, he's buried, like, right by where Zane's parents live. Like,
that's
right
so
there.
Weird.
Yeah, well, my family is, like, from, like, where they are or whatever, so, yeah. Like, and I learned that one of my Henderson relatives emigrated to Philly in, like, 1809.
Oh, yeah?
Which is, like, pretty fucking early. That's, like, pretty early on.
My mom's side of the family was McAllister, and they came from Ireland in 1875?
Yeah.
1876?
Yeah, usually Irish people were, like, late, like, that time. Mine were
they
like...
made them change their names to Slate. Because apparently he was, like, a stone worker.
Oh, right, yeah.
Patrick McAllister was a stone worker.
So his name was Slate.
They were like, all right, your name's Slate. Welcome aboard.
Cool.
And he was like, whatever, you got potatoes here?
Yeah,
dope.
My ancestor was a woman, and she may or may not have been a prostitute.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't know, because I can't figure out who the father of, like, her son is. So I have a feeling that it's not known, let's say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my colonel ancestor was John J. Pennington of the Union Army.
John J. Pennington. I wonder if he knew mine. Boozer was his last name.
That's fucking awesome.
John Boozer.
John and John.
Yeah, everyone's name was John back then.
We should do, like, a historical reenactment and call it John and John.
And it's just me, a private or whatever the fuck he was, and you're like a fucking colonel. And I'm like, I don't think we should go to Antietam, sir. It sounds like a bad... soldier? You're gonna go?
You better get your ass to Antietam, boy.
Get your ass to Antietam. We're gonna win.
Fucking, like... My favorite thing though is like my brother and like most of my family are just like huge fucking shithole racists.
Yeah.
So like I was so happy to tell them that,
That you're in the Union.
our
Well, yeah.
ancestor was in the Union. They wouldn't.
I didn't
believe it.
even.
They were
I didn't
so
even think
disgusted.
about it. I didn't even think about it like that because, like, I'm from Pennsylvania, and like, of course, we were in the Union.
Well,
I mean,
the thing is, of course, West Virginians were
Right,
in the
of
Union.
course they
we
were. That's-
fucking made the state.
that's
for it.
why you're the state. It's because of that war. Yeah. Whatever. People don't, dude. There's people around here who fucking fly fucking Confederate flags, and it's like, motherfucker,
I haven't seen it in Pennsylvania yet. I'm real excited about that.
you're gonna see it, and you're gonna be like, all right, okay.
Like around Pittsburgh, I haven't seen anything even remotely.
Yeah, you might not see it in Pittsburgh, but if you go the other way, you're gonna see it
Yeah, I'm not.
for sure.
I'm not gonna go the other way.
If you ever come to me, you're gonna have to traverse a hellscape of racism.
Look, Steve, watch Deep Space Nine, and it'll answer your question.
Yeah, Steve.
Thanks for the email, though, buddy.
Yeah. Also, I do think he got throat punched. I saw that part.
That did happen.
He like Neo's him where he uses his fingers and like remember that part in the Matrix when he does that to Agent Smith?
Yeah, I watched that. I watched The Matrix not long ago.
It's a great movie.
It is a good movie. It's a shame about them sequels.
I love the sequels. I'll defend the shit out of the sequels. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't think they're terrible or anything. It's just like the first one's so damn good.
Yeah, it's tough to like top how good the first one is.
Our next email is from, what does he sign it as? Desrath.
Desrat.
It's Ben Beeler, everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
knows his fucking name. He sponsored the Pride Pledge Drive. He's
Yeah.
a great guy.
Yeah.
It is entitled Receiving Transmission from Ancient Earth, Earth Year 2017.
Oh my god, that's so long ago.
It begins, okay, I'll be honest. I tried to write an email as if it was from myself from 2017 to underline how much the show has changed since then, and how much the audience support has remained more or less stable, while also doing a bunch of people from the past sure were dumb because they don't know what the future how it is jokes. But I got sick of that bit real fast, so I'll do what I do when I get sick of my bits, list the highlights that made me think it would work.
That's a great idea.
Without any further ado, let's take a brisk stroll down memory lane. The Discord didn't exist yet. What a wacky mixed up world that was.
Oh man, the Discord didn't exist yet.
The only interactions we really had with Jeff and Josh was through Josh's streams, which I referenced really awkwardly in an email that was the first one read on an emails episode.
Wow, that's a lot of history that I don't remember at all.
Speaking of emails, the inaugural email episode is 2 years old as of June.
What?
And frequent contributors Boston Sean, Rich Masters, Yakub, and I all wrote into it.
That's amazing.
God,
It does not
it's been going
feel.
so long.
I don't want to hear how long it is. I don't want to
It's
know.
3 years in September. We've
No,
been
shit.
doing
I
the
just
in
said. I
class.
just fucking said. I don't
I
want.
thought you said I do want to
I said I don't want. I don't want.
Please tell me I do want to know.
Please, Jeff, tell me the exact date.
September something. It'll
No,
be
Jeff,
3 years.
Jeff.
We've been friends for over 3 years, Josh.
That feels like yesterday, Jeff.
It does.
I would marry you all over again.
Around this time 2 years ago, you guys only had one movie left to do, and we were still trying to figure out what the format of the show going forward would be.
It's
In
sort
a
of-
couple of episodes around this time, the idea of watching all of the series in airing order was kicked around.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah, other podcasts did that. We would have been better at it, but the John Larroquette fun fact of this email is, had you decided on that format, assuming you put out the same number of episodes, you'd only be halfway through season 2 of TOS by now.
Unbelievable. That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
We would be so sick of Star Trek. We'd be like, I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care about this.
Trek Boys was really just starting to get off the ground, and you were both rather tickled when it got used more than once in the first emails episode. The first peyote was still months away.
Oh my god.
Emails episode 4, September 2017.
Jesus Christ.
Have I mentioned that there was no Discord?
That's the craziest part, that there wasn't a Discord.
As the recent Discord shortage taught us, we can no longer live without it. By the way, all the Discordites are dead now forever. Okay, bye. Signed, Captain Dead's Wrath of the holodecks aboard the USS Lollipop F. My turn to be Captain of Captains is coming up here soon.
Captain of Captains, yeah.
P.S. It's okay, we're all undead bony boys now since the Discord works again. Welcome back.
I'm gonna pretend I know what he's talking about the Discord, since I definitely go on it all the time.
Discord went down for like 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, hours?
Yeah. It wasn't days.
I thought it was like
hours.
a day or two. Oh, it's 5 or 6 hours, huh? Okay.
I thought the Captain of Captains was Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Oh my god.
I'm big into Jesus now, everybody.
Captain's an awesome captain, he reigns from the Lollipop F.
Our next email is from Boston Sean.
To pitch it or snitch it, bitch it.
It's an open-ended question.
Oh boy. My favorite.
Jeff, Josh, Trek Boys.
Hi.
This is a very familiar opening to this email, Sean. I think maybe you're giving some information away
like
here.
Somebody else we know.
Just a quick question here. Now that Paramount and CBS are focusing so hard on Star Trek, do you think they'll dip more heavily into video games? What is your dream Star Trek video game? I think a Civilization-like game set in that universe would be right up my alley.
Holy fuck, that would rule. That would be so amazing. Yeah, that'd be great.
I would probably play the hell out of it. I think that exists. I think that we have that. Or we had it. It was like a Wii game.
What? Oh, Spore. Spore was like
Spore.
that. It wasn't Spore. It wasn't. It wasn't Star Trek at all. But it was.
It was Star Trek. The game I'm talking about.
I don't know.
I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, everybody.
It was called Picard's Goofy Day Out.
Oh my god, I would play the shit out of that. Star Trek Wii game.
I don't know this game.
It'll tell me Star Trek Conquest.
What?
Turn-based strategy and real-time strategy gameplay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Armada was that way, but it was like shipyards and shit.
Yeah. I think I've talked about my dream Star Trek game on here.
What was it?
It's like a combination of like LA Noire and Dead Space, and you play a Starfleet security specialist.
Nice.
And like you basically have to solve like a string of disappearances across like a starship, a starbase, and finally like a famous Star Trek planet.
That's awesome.
And you have to like find clues and follow leads and stuff, but like there's somebody trying to stop you.
That's awesome.
And you can't really figure out who. You don't know what enemy of Starfleet it is yet.
These are great ideas, and I feel like anything I say is not going to be good enough.
Josh, everything you say is good enough.
That's very not true. Damn, that's a great idea for a game. Both of those are great. I don't know, man. I don't know, because it can't be on a ship, right? It's got to be something like in universe. Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Like a roller coaster tycoon, but Ryza. How many sex huts can I build? Time to build the giant Horgon and go fuck each other on the beach.
Dude.
And also, it's like a Leisure Suit Larry game.
Except it's super easy. You just have to buy a Horgon.
Just buy a Horgon for like 50 cents.
That's like the fucking secret code you put in to just automatically win every problem. You just type in Horgon and it works.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the one I'm going with. That one. Get on it, Paramount, Activision.
So that's 3 amazing Star Trek games coming out 2020.
2 amazing Star Trek games and 1 super amazing Star Trek game. Yes.
Dude, I'll make it even better for you.
Yeah.
Like, famous Star Trek characters are in one rise.
Oh my God, they're on vacation, and
so
you
you could fuck all
Oh man, I wonder who would agree to that. Nobody.
nobody.
Nobody would. Oh, man.
Hey, like, John Larroquette fun fact of the week that I found out. Did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I love Boy Meets World.
Do you remember the redheaded girl in the college years?
Yeah, her
that,
name's Maitland Ward. She's a porn star.
Yeah, that was the fun fact.
I already knew that because I think I told you that.
I knew that already.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen her.
Yeah, she's like became a porn star.
Yeah.
Also like a cosplayer. She's apparently a really good
she's
cosplayer
a cosplayer
too.
Well, it started out like how sometimes it does. Like I think it started out cosplay, and then it turned into naked, like Suicide Girl-esque shoots, right? Where it's like pinup photography, and then the porn.
Yeah.
Then the porn happened.
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's easy to slip into.
If you
that
see
role.
what I'm saying. if you follow what I'm
Maybe she'll be in my game.
Maybe.
Oh.
Our next email. Thanks for that email, Sean. Our next email is from Lieutenant Commander Ike.
Ike!
It entitles the email "Punk Ain't Dead."
Nice.
He says, "Dear Jeff and Josh, in the episode of Jeff and Josh Shoot the Shit, Aging, you stated that punk was dead. Well, I have got good news for you if you like punk.
Okay, I'm ready.
An Australian band called The Chats are going to resurrect punk.
The Chats!
Are they the Sex Pistols? No.
Okay, that's
But does
probably
that
good.
mean they can't write nonsense lyrics about telling people to fuck off while also playing simple but effective music? Hell no. I guess I could put in here what other music should I listen to? Jeff mentioned The Midnight, and I've been digging them a lot. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I got.
I've been listening to a band, it's like prog rock called Dance Gavin Dance a lot.
That's a great name.
It's a great name, and I'm like addicted to it. Like the latest 4 albums are great. They've been around for like ever.
Damn.
Apparently, they've been around for like I don't know, like probably 7 years or something. So I don't know. I love it. It's like very. I don't really know how to. It's kind of like Coheed, but like more technical. It's just very it's like math rock. It's very technical.
Math rock. It sounds good.
Yeah, you should listen, dude. I'm telling you, it's good. It's really good.
Lately, I've been like I go through like phases where I get really heavy into one music act, and I
Yeah.
start listening to everything.
Yeah.
And lately, I've been really heavy into the R&B and soul singer Mayer Hawthorne.
Okay.
His music is very like funk and like Motown,
Yeah.
and he looks like a dude that you would shove in a locker, but he's like super cool and like a great singer. And he's part of a duo with a dude named Jake One, and it's called Tuxedo. And Jake One has made every fucking beat to every famous song for the past like 10 years.
So he's rich.
Rich enough to do an act called Tuxedo and get to go on tour, I guess.
Tuxedo's a great name.
But Tuxedo like has gotten the blessing from like every big famous act, and it's weird that they haven't got big and famous because their music is fucking dope.
Well, I'm gonna put that in my Spotify right now.
Yeah, Mayer Hawthorne and Tuxedo, and like I've just been like deep into that for a while. Like if you really love The Midnight, go to a YouTube channel called New Retro Wave.
Yes, that's Jeff and I think we found that separately, and then we were like talking about it one day, and I was like, "Dude, you know
Yeah.
about this?" This was back
I
in
think
like
it was like Tony on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like I think I forget his Twitter handle now because he
yeah,
changed
Tony.
it.
Yeah,
But like I think he's the one who told both of us about
yeah,
it.
it might be. That might be it.
And like so many fucking good acts. Miami Nights, 1984. Fucking
Gunship, fucking
Gunship, Mega Drive.
Laserhawk.
Laserhawk is my shit.
Laserhawk is like when you want to feel like you're like in the Terminator. You just put on some
Oh yeah,
Laserhawk. Drive around at night, feel like a Terminator's chasing you. Dude, fuck yeah.
Dude, there's literally nothing cooler than driving at night
Dude.
with some synthwave.
I've been going to Wawa at like 1 in the morning because my sleep schedule is completely fucked. Like, unbelievably fucked, right? So, like, I've been driving to Wawa and just like, it's hot, it's summer, my windows are down, I'm listening to the fucking midnight, driving to Wawa to get a hoagie.
God, so fucking perfect.
I feel so awesome. I'm doing the stupidest fucking thing ever, getting a hoagie at Wawa.
Yeah, dude, like, Laserhawk So Far Away started playing when I was
Yeah.
driving home one night, and I was like, I'm never driving at night without this playing.
You need, it's like a fucking, it's like you need it. Soundtrack to your fucking driving life, dude.
So perfect. Yeah, so check that out. Check out Run, Gavin, Run.
Dance,
Mayor
Gavin,
Hawthorne.
dance.
Run, Spot, Run. Check out Dance, Gavin, Dance. Check out Mayor Hawthorne, Tuxedo, and New Retro Wave on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you'll find some dope tunes.
They put up like new shit like all the time on that
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
channel. It's
Like,
great.
I can't even keep up with it.
I know, it's like
Because-
every day. It's crazy.
It's like every day or every other day they come up with good
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, they have like a playlist of the best on
Yeah.
there as well, which is always great. So yeah, fucking check that shit out, dude. Thanks for sending an email in, Ike.
Punk's not dead because the chats are gonna save it. I look forward to it.
The chats are gonna save it.
My cat's like, "Hey, where's our treats?" That's what he's saying to me right now. Where's my fucking greenie?
Greenie?
Yeah, it's like these green things that they eat. It's good for their teeth.
Oh.
It's like toothpaste for cats, I guess. I don't really know.
Our next email is from Jack Carpenter.
Oh, this fucking jock.
Jack Carpenter.
Jock Carpenter.
It's entitled Trekmeisters.
Hello.
Well, hey there, Trek bros. Here's a question for you. Who is in your top 3 actors that you'd like to see in Star Trek and their roles if they aren't already in it? It could be as simple as name your favorite actors, but I tend to think that some actors might not be the best for Star
Maitland
Trek.
Ward.
Some actors might not be the best for Star Trek, regardless of how good of an actor they are. For example, I think Denzel can act in anything, but I don't know if I can personally picture him in my top 3 for Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
My top 3 are Anthony Hopkins as a grizzled Klingon,
Wow, that's great.
Tilda Swinton as a Vulcan,
Also great. Damn.
and I would like to see... Oh my god, I can't pronounce his name. Chouette?
Yeah, the guy from Serenity and Chewable Aduba. I think I said it right.
Chiwetel
Yeah.
Ejiofor?
Yeah. He's in he's in everything. He's in goddamn everything. Children of Man, he's in.
It might be a silly question, but I had fun brainstorming my top 3.
Yeah, I would
What's your
have
top 3, buddy?
this is a lot of pressure. I'd have to think.
Mario,
Mario?
Sonic,
Well,
the Doom guy.
when Sonic hits it big with his new hit film, he can get any role he wants.
Frieza. Oh wait, no, I guess that already happened.
Frieza got cut in half like 6 times.
Frieza's already in Star Trek, I guess.
Oh yeah, she's in whatever. He's in the new one, Discovery.
Fucking, it's tough because like you said, some actors aren't really Star Trek actors.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I was about to say, The Rock wouldn't be in Star Trek,
But he was.
He was.
I think he would actually be great. He would be really great as anything. I don't care.
Dude, I
what.
would love him as like a really like soft-hearted, like sweet, like security chief. He's just a huge
Yeah.
buff guy, but he's like the sweetest, nicest
He's
dude.
nice. He's like calm and shit. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. You're really swinging me to this.
Damn.
The Rock being on the show.
I'm telling you, he is great at everything. He can do no wrong. The Rock.
Benedict Cucumbers could be in it.
He's already in it.
Oh yeah, he's
He's
the Wrath of Khan.
Not Khan. He's Khan, not Khan.
He was the Wrath of Jeff Bridges should be in it. Actually.
Bridges would be. What if he's like an ancestor to what's his name, Harry Mudd?
Harry Mudge.
But he's just the dude now. He's just that guy.
Like, I would love, like, Jeff Bridges plays, like, a cranky old asshole, like, super well, so I'd love him to be, like, a cranky old asshole Klingon.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great.
Or even an admiral that's just a big old asshole.
Well, he's just Earth guy who's just mad about the way things are now, and he's like, fuck. He's super old.
It's tough.
It's really tough. Tilda Swinton as a Vulcan is amazing.
That is a really great call.
Amazing. Damn, dude. God, I'm trying to think of like hot, like who's like a really hot actor right now.
Well, let's just do a Google search with our computer machine.
Oh yeah, we have that.
Famous actors.
Famous.
This Brad Pitt fellow seems like a good fit.
Like a good fit. These are all like super famous. I think Samuel L. Jackson could be something. He could be somebody. He could do anything.
That's true. He'd be a good captain, I think.
He would be a great captain or an admiral, but like not an evil one.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood could be like a crazed alien monster.
Keanu Reeves, he's real hot right now.
Yeah, he is real hot right now.
Oh, look, William Shakespeare comes up. I wonder what he could be in.
He could be in the Holodeck.
I like how William Shakespeare is in a list of modern day famous actors on
He's
the
great.
internet.
He's really good, dude. He's really good.
I heard his stuff was okay. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know.
Scarlett Johansson could play all the minority characters.
Dude, Charlie Sheen is at the end of the...
Yeah, why the fuck is he on this list?
Charlie Sheen's still super famous, apparently. Even though he's been in nothing for 20 years.
You know, weirdly enough, I feel like Woody Harrelson can play anything and anything.
No, Woody Harrelson is amazing. He can be anything, for real. He could do anything. I don't care.
Yeah, I would like. I watched this thing the other day that was a live studio live in front of a studio
All
audience.
in the Family.
Yeah, All in the Family thing. He played Archie Bunker, and he played him perfectly.
It's great. It's great.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my mom was telling me about that. I don't have, like, television, but
It was on Hulu.
Hulu? This episode is sponsored by Hulu. Get all of your shows at one place for Hulu, only like $7 a month.
Hula Girls.
Hula Girls.
Cary Grant. I don't know. Like fucking.
I don't know. Marilyn Monroe as a hologram of herself.
Katharine Hepburn could be in it.
I told you,
Dude, you know
Kirk.
what would be really fucking good? Captain Meryl Streep.
Yeah, she'd be good at it.
That would be fucking gravitas out your ass.
Yeah,
it would be like
she'd carry that weight, man.
fucking 21 Academy Award captain on the Enterprise.
21 award-winning captain. She like
Kate Blanchett could be like a really great
She could
Vulcan.
be in it. She could be a captain or a Vulcan or something.
Yeah.
She could play a great alien.
Kate Blanchett could play anything.
Did you watch the new season of Documentary Now?
I did not.
She's in it as like a. Do you know who Maria Abramoff? Am I saying her name right? Do you know who that is?
I don't know that.
She's like a performance artist, and she like does like these like crazy. Like one time she had like a guy hold an arrow, like a real arrow, like queued up or whatever, like cocked, whatever they call it, like at her chest.
Drawn.
Cocked. Like it's like a gun.
Cocked.
And like she did that for like a couple hours or whatever the fuck.
Jesus.
She's like, yeah, she's like a performance artist. She played her in the show, like a character of her, right?
Have you seen any movies with Viola Davis in them?
Yeah.
Like she was in The Help. If you saw that.
Yeah.
Like she's a fucking amazing actress.
No,
I'd
she's
love
incredible.
to see her on Star Trek.
Yeah, she's incredible.
So those are my 8 choices. I don't know.
We didn't really like hammer them down, but you know, whatever.
Will Smith. I don't know.
No, I don't know. He's a Scientologist. This freaks me out a little bit. West
Forrest
Philadelphia,
Whitaker.
born and raised. Is he alive still?
Forrest Whitaker is in everything else. He may as well be in Star Trek.
He's Saul Guerrera from fucking Star
Yeah.
Wars.
I think Samuel L. Jackson was a good choice.
Yeah, he can do anything, right?
Don Cheadle. I don't know.
Don Cheadle's good. I like Don Cheadle.
I like Don Cheadle as a person and an actor. He's a good dude.
I like him in.
You know who they should put in it?
Who?
Whoopi Goldberg. He's good.
Oh, she'd be great. She could play like a bartender who knows things,
That'd be pretty good.
like a wizard.
I think that answers your question, sort of.
I definitely think we answered your question 100% fully.
He says, thanks as always, bros. Y'all are legitimately the dick, and I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to you for the past few years, or however long you've been doing this.
Thank you for not specifying, Jack.
3. All the best from your guy down south,
Absolutely.
Commander Jack Carpenter, USS Virginia.
Bye.
Our last email of the night
Uh-oh.
is from Rich Master.
Oh my god.
And if you're not strapped in for a long one, you better fucking turn this shit off right now, I guess.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Josh. I'll just read it. It's entitled Episode 20. 20!
Fucking
Kurtzman, are you listening?
Are you listening, Kurtzman, you fuck?
And it begins at, Dearest Trek Boys, no intro from me this time. Just gonna get right down to
Let's
it.
do
And
it.
surprise, it's a long one.
Let's do it.
Standing tall on the wings of our dreams. Fucking rise and fall.
And I'm gonna cream my creams.
I'm gonna cream my jeans.
There it is.
Through the jizz and thunder. Anyway, here's the Season 8, Episode 20 of Star Trek TNG, a Hawk episode. Nah, what's the point getting to know him at this point? Let him float off as an enigma.
Bye, Hawk.
Have fun in space.
Or in Antarctica, whenever they find you. I don't know.
It's entitled... Oh, no. Okay, I'll start it. Here's the beginning. Illuminate, a voice declares.
What?
A shaft of light falls into a steel chair, and the slumped woman in it blinks awake. As she lifts her head slightly, she asks where she is in a drowsy mutter. We'll ask the questions, says the voice. Tell us what happened in the mines.
What the fuck?
Blood-matted hair covering her face, the woman shakes her head and refuses. With one last ominous booming threat, the voice tells her, You have no choice, Ro Laren!
What?
Ro lifts her face to the light. She's covered in cuts and bruises. Title, Penumbra.
My beautiful Ro!
Not you, Ro. On the hollow-cloaked mining facility of Kesset 2,
What?
inside the Cardassian front, 3 Starfleet officers dig for uridium, one of the key ingredients of Ketracel White.
Damn.
As one of the exhausted officers falls down, a pair of Cardassian soldiers threatens to kill him. They order the other 2 to move away, but when the Starfleet officers refuse and attempt to get their comrade to his feet, the Cardassians draw their rifles and aim to fire.
Shit.
A body flies into one of the guards, locking his beam into the ceiling. It's Ro Laren!
Damn.
The other Cardassian shoots the tired Starfleet officer before the shaft, starts to
Nice.
cave in. Ro is able to get the other 2 officers out, a Bolian and a young Bajoran by the name of Sito Jaxa.
Sito.
Yes, the same Sito Jaxa from Star Trek TNG Lower Decks.
Oh.
Ro chastises her young friend for getting caught up in this, but Sito? But Saito asks Ro if she would have left a man to die. Ro doesn't answer, but the look she gives Saito suggests that she would have done just that.
Damn. This is
As
crazy.
a Cardassian/Jem'Hadar patrol team investigates the cave-in, Ro and the other 2 POWs are brought to their knees in front of the Mind Overseer, Gul Durem.
Damn you.
Damn you, Durem!
Curse you, Durem!
Ro explains that the Cardassian guard carelessly shot a man, killing him and causing the collapse. Durem doesn't believe her and wants all 3 of them executed, but when the Jem'Hadar first scans the corridor, he detects a prisoner killed by Cardassian phaser fire. The first suggests that they let the prisoners go, but before an argument between the 2 leaders can break out, an alarm sounds.
Fuck.
A prisoner is being transferred to the facility.
Oh god, it's gonna be Hawk.
Crowds gather to the airlock to witness a new prisoner arrive. It's Commander William Riker!
What?
Oh no, what's my best bud Will doing there?
We fucked one time, and then we forgot that we knew each other, but then we did fuck. It did happen, for real.
Will Riker goes through the standard Cardassian prisoner logging, stripping, and torture.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the tooth extraction, Riker refused, saying that he's already given everything he's willing to. What a goddamn badass.
What a goddamn hero.
Durham is about to force the issue, but the First overrides him, causing more friction.
Damn, this First is a dickweed.
The First is quick to point out that just because he doesn't believe in unnecessary cruelty. If Riker keeps making trouble, he'll kill him.
Fuck yeah.
Kill Riker,
Fuck
right?
yeah, kill him. Fucking fuck him up.
Riker is dumped in the mess hall, and after collecting his gruel and water, is treated with reverence by the rest of the prisoners, one of which gives up his seat for the commander.
What? Damn.
Will seems reluctant to take it, but sits as the junior officer insists. Saito wants to go greet her former commander, but Ro tells her not to be so quick to march behind anyone's flag until they're sure Riker isn't going to cause any trouble.
Yeah.
Jaxa and Ro take a table across the room and listen as the officers ask Riker about his past mission and how the war is going. The commander obviously can't answer. They don't know who's listening, but he asks what ships the assembled prisoners are from. The mining teams are mainly made up of crews from the USS Maelstrom, the USS Perry, and the Vulcan science vessel Potem. Ships presumed lost in action behind the Cardassian lines.
Fuck.
Over 500 men and women from those 3 ships are in this facility alone. That's a lot.
Yeah. That's like a high school.
Riker tells the assembled prisoners that while he can't confirm confidential details of the war, they have to keep resisting and fighting. Jaxa says that he's just the same as she remembers from the Enterprise.
Hot
brave and inspiring.
full of boner juice. Oh.
Fucking young, dumb, and full of cum. Ro tells her to grow up. That just makes him dangerous here.
Damn.
Fucking grow up, Jaxa.
She's full-blown, resistance occupation mode right now.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, bro, Laren. You wienered that guy. You mangled his
Or
dangle.
vice versa?
Whatever. I don't know.
Ro attempts to see her former commander, but no sooner than Riker is put to work, he's starting causing trouble. The commander witnesses a Vulcan being helped to his feet by a Cardassian guard after falling, but when the guard is mocked for being weak by 2 Jem'Hadar soldiers, an altercation occurs.
Damn, dude.
The Jem'Hadar press the issue and threaten to kill the Cardassian, but Will intervenes and pushes the pair of Jem'Hadar down a mine shaft.
What?
Killing them.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God damn, Riker!
Just picture them falling down this mine shaft.
You're still a pussy bitch!
Fuck you!
Jesus Christ. He makes sure he is there when Durham arrives to ask what happened and tells the Gull that the soldiers must have tripped and fallen. With a nod, the Cardassian soldier Riker saved confirms his story, and Durham asks for Riker to be taken to the administration's office from the shadows.
Damn.
Or from the shadows, Ro lurks, watching everything.
Dude.
In private, Durham confides to Riker that he can see the Dominion's plan is to use the Cardassians as cannon fodder in their war and leave them for dead.
Yeah.
He's been a patriot, like Riker, for 25 years. Now his people are selling themselves out. He wants Riker's help. Get the Starfleet troops to target just Jem'Hadar soldiers. The Cardassian can give the Federation POWs better treatment and maybe even eventually their freedom. Durham is clearly lying, but Riker agrees. Durham gives him his personal seal and lets him know he can show it to any Cardassian soldier to get word to him.
Damn. What else does that get you? Like free cokes and shit?
Oh shit, dude, I want one.
We only
Especially
have
in a
new
prison
coke.
camp?
No, this is hell.
Riker calls some of the representatives from each mining shaft to a meeting. And it's a large group, with Saito and Ro among them. Riker tells them all about Durham's offer, and why he doesn't for a second believe the Cardassian will be any more lenient.
Yeah.
they will be easier to overcome than the combined forces of the Cardassians and the Jem'Hadar.
True.
Ro gives one of her allies a nod, and he asks a question on her behalf. Why get involved at all? Why make things harder for ourselves? Riker seems surprised. Because we're Starfleet.
Also,
however bad we think...
Yeah, we're in a war with these people?
Yeah.
we
Fucking 1 + 1 = 2, dude.
We gotta do that now?
Because we're Starfleet, and however bad we think it is in here, it's 10 times worse out there. I'd rather die helping the people I love than hide here and live.
Damn right.
That's enough for Ro to shake out of her funk, and she seems determined to help him. At the announcement to start working again, Riker gets up to leave, but Ro intercepts him. But Riker appears not to recognize her.
What the fuck? I was wondering what was going on with this.
Ro introduces herself as Lieutenant Commander Simmons. Riker shakes her hand before leaving. When the working day is done, girls just want to have tense confrontations, so Ro ambushes Riker in his room, putting a shiv to his neck. She cuts him, thinking he's a changeling, but when blood drips from the cut, she demands to know if he's a Cardassian spy. He admits what Josh has probably already tried to guess. If not, I'll pause and let him do so now.
Either he's pretending not to know who she is, or it's Thomas Riker.
It is Tom Riker.
Yes.
Josh, on the fucking ball tonight.
That's right.
Knows what he's doing.
That's right.
He explains exactly who he is and says Ro should trust him, that he has a plan for all of this. He's been engineering his transfer here to finally do something good.
Damn, dude.
Throughout the next day, a suspicious Ro brings Saito with her as she keeps an eye on Riker as he goes about, getting people riled up for rebellion. He visits the prisoners helping to run the plant that powers the hollow-cloaking technology, the miners, and the medical staff. Saito points out that maybe the reason Ro is so suspicious is that someone has come along with a plan that isn't just keeping their heads down and surviving. Ro is hurt and reveals to Saito that the man they're watching isn't even Riker, but a transporter clone.
You know, that happens.
At Ro's disappointment, Saito knows it's true, but says it doesn't matter so long as the others believe that they finally have someone
He's like
to rally.
Che Guevara, man. He's like fucking... Damn, dude.
Che Riker.
Che Riker.
Ro and Riker have another chat where Riker says he's just coming to talk to her. Ro is unconvinced and asks him just what his plan is. Riker turns to disable the holocloak in order to appear on the sensors to Starfleet.
Yeah.
The prisoners would have to hold off the Jem'Hadar and Cardassians, but if they could reduce their numbers,
Thin
Ro
him
is
out.
furious for seeing the deaths of so many of her own people. Riker says they can iron out the plan now together before meeting the others, and she sits. When they meet with the other prisoner leaders, Ro decides to take matters into her own hands and announces in the mess hall that Riker isn't the real Will, splitting the group in two.
Great. Now we're the ones gonna get thinned out.
Y'all are fucking dumb.
Dummies.
Half follow Riker and half follow Ro. After the altercation, Durem calls Riker to his office and is furious. He says his confidence in Riker to get the job done is shaken, and he needs to prove himself quickly or he'll be responsible for a number of executions.
Oh, great.
Tom Riker asks Durem if he'd like to get rid of the Jem'Hadar and the rebellious Starfleet officer.
What?
Fucking evil-ass Tom Riker.
It's Tom Riker with 2 mustaches. Damn.
The splitting of the group seems to have lit a fire under Ro, who starts to pull more people under her own resistance, getting them prepared to fight if something happens. She cares for these people and doesn't want to see them lost for nothing. She tells Saito to prepare the people at the Holocloak plant for action.
Whoa.
Later, the Jem'Hadar First and his most trusted men are on prisoner duty when a fire breaks out in one of the ore processors. Riker tells them that the processor is about to blow and that there are Jem'Hadar soldiers in there. The First leads his men into the processor, but it's a trap, and Tom Riker orders the bulkhead closed, presumably so they can suffocate.
Yeah, kill them like the pig dogs they are.
Jesus
They only live for like
Christ.
4 years anyway. Just fucking murder them to death.
Apologize for the pure uncut spacism in this episode.
They are machines made to kill us, Jeff. I don't care.
Ro meets with her fellow rebel leaders, but Riker soon arrives with the recently acquired Jem'Hadar weapons and takes the lot of them into custody.
Damn.
He tells one of his people to call Gul Durem.
What?
Riker and his team wait in a cavern for sneaky snakehead Durem with Saito, Ro, and her resistance members all tied up.
Damn.
Sneaky snakeheads.
I'm a snakehead.
Durem congratulates Riker and says he never thought he'd actually be able to kill the Jem'Hadar leaders and capture the rebellious POWs. With a smile, Riker confirms he didn't. He's not that good. The Jem'Hadar reveal themselves on a high ridge in the cavern and open fire on the Cardassians, killing Durem's forces.
What the fuck?
Jesus. When the First joins Riker, he thanks him for his help, but tells him it means nothing. The prisoners will be sent back to work and they will never be freed. With a smile, Riker pulls one of the stolen holo emitters from the holocloak plant out of his pocket and turns it off.
They're not there.
The other prisoners vanishing in an instant. Only Tom Riker and the Jem'Hadar soldiers stand in the large cavern, and Riker asks with a shit-eating grin just how many men the First committed to this ambush. In a series of cuts, we see large contingents of Jem'Hadar and Starfleet prisoners dead on the ground, their bodies leading to an airlock. Tom gets a message on a communicator, and the First allows him to answer it. You sure about this, Tom? Ro says. I've never been sure about anything more in my life, he says. Good luck. On the bridge of a stolen Jem'Hadar ship, Ro Laren takes command and reluctantly orders one of her fellow escapees to fire the torpedoes at the mine, crippling the Ketracel White production and killing Thomas Riker and the rest of the Jem'Hadar.
Finally, he's dead. We can get on with our lives.
He died a hero, at least.
That's
Saito tells Ro she detected a number of unrecognizable warships on an intercept course, and that this vessel doesn't have the firepower to take them all on. After one last look around at her crew, Ro orders shields to be raised and weapons charged. We fight, she says,
Damn,
and
dude.
we fade to black.
damn, dude.
Computer, end program.
What?
Back in the present, the interrogation room vanishes and Ro is revealed before a Starfleet inquiry panel made up of some of the sector admirals, as well as Picard and William Riker. Ro is visibly distressed by the telling of her tale. Days later, Riker and Picard are talking with Ro in the Enterprise's transporter room. She's in uniform with the rank of Lieutenant Commander and an assignment aboard the USS Kirahashi. The battlefield commission she earned by saving 300 POWs is just that.
Damn.
Starfleet needs experienced officers. But Picard says if she works at it, she might just be able to keep that rank. Ro kisses Picard on the cheek and gets on the transporter pad, but at the last minute asks him to hold on and she throws her arms around Will Riker. She whispers a thank you into his chest, wipes away a tear, and beams over to her new ship.
Oh, bro, no.
The end.
That's amazing.
Fucking incredible episode.
That's great. Oh my god. How,
I'm gonna pitch that,
he,
of course.
he's done it again.
He keeps on doing it.
He did it again. I don't believe it. I do believe it. No, that was great. Ro, I love Ro Laren. Well, I don't want her to go though. God damn it. Can I ditch it because she
doesn't want to stay on?
Can I ditch it because she's leaving? I pitch it because I love it, but I don't want her to go.
Maybe we'll get another episode with her before the season.
I doubt it. We can't just like make like appeals for her to come back, right?
Yeah, we're not producing this shit.
We have a position of power. I don't want to ruin the flow.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Dude. He finishes out the email by saying, "Okay, my boys, only 5 more to go now. Dare I go for a Wesley episode?"
Oh my god. If you get me to pitch a Wesley episode, I don't even know.
That's a whole other feat of, like, incredible writing that, like, I think you just automatically win the Nobel Peace Prize if you do that.
Yeah. It's impossible.
Maybe I should do a Beverly's Grandma's Candle Schlicking Lover Returns episode. Maybe a Nagilum?
Dude, Nagilum. Oh, man, there's a lot of Nagilum lore that we could tap into.
That's true. The deep well of Nagilum lore.
So much Nagilum lore.
I mean, anything's game after you have one with the binars in it, I guess.
Right?
Jeff, I hope the move went great. Josh, I hope staying exactly where you are went similarly well.
Yeah, sure. Well.
The move went, we're here. That's how
Amazing.
it went.
That's about as good as it could go, I guess.
We arrived where we were supposed to go, so that's how it
You
went.
live in the place that you said you were going to.
Tapon's Theater on Subspace Episode 3 came out last week. I hear it's up for a few awards come Oscar season.
Oh, I heard that too.
Axe handle high fives to you lovely boys.
Damn. The most deadly high five.
Signed Rich. Temping at Cool Crimes Incorporated for the summer. Long live our glorious leader, Phantom Thief.
Oh no, the secret's coming out. It's Tim Ross.
The funny thing about that is that it went on for long enough and spread wide enough that Phantom Thief Goofus is not in the Discord, but he eventually found out about
Oh
it.
my
He
God.
was like, "What are you guys talking
He's
about?"
Tim Ross. Yeah, he doesn't know. Whatever. What are you guys talking about? I'm not Tim Ross.
I don't know anything about that handsome gentleman with a beautiful lark-like
Who's
voice.
amazing at acting and voice acting.
That's another fun fact about Tapon's Theater on Subspace for you. It is written by Mr. Rich Masters.
There you go.
And co-written, I think both of them have the co-writing line by Mr. Boston Sean Dupree.
Oh, there you go. Boston Sean.
So check that shit out. It's on iTunes even, I think. I know it's on SoundCloud and it's on Twitter somewhere. Like, listen to the ads that are in this episode and last.
Yeah, they'll tell you where to go. They'll point you in the direction.
There probably isn't an ad in this one, is there? I should probably...
Not in this, because it's emails, so... I could...
Shit. That's fine.
That's fine. Go to the episode. Go listen to our episode. And we'll tweet about it, too.
We'll tweet about it for sure. That's part of the deal as well.
Yeah.
If you'd like your emails read on the air here at Satellite M, the Satellite of Love, TM, then you could send that shit on over to mclassemail@gmail.com.
Did you ever notice how our satellite's shaped like a dick?
No, never have.
If you think about it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
If you think about it, everything is.
If you think hard enough about it, and you think about, like, diseased wieners, everything is shaped like a dick.
Or alien wieners.
That's true. Alien wiener could be a circle for all we know.
The Statue of Liberty is shaped exactly like a Boolean dick and slightly the same color.
You know, wouldn't that be fucked up if, like, the Washington Monument was the exact shape of an alien's dick, and they, like, came down to meet our leaders, and they were like, what the fuck?
They probably would love it. They'd be like, hell yeah, this place knows how to fucking party. They made a
You guys have
dick-shaped
a-
monument.
You guys have a giant sculpture of our dicks? I thought you didn't know us. I thought we were, like, new.
Nah, man, we are big into your dicks here.
We've been loving it for
For-
100 years at this
Dude,
point.
fucking Egyptians made those fuckers.
You know what? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Hashtag McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I love this dicks.
You're a genius, Josh. Check out Tapon's Theater on Subspace. Check out M Class Podcast. That's a pretty good one, I hear.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Head on over to patreon.com/mclasspodcast in order to get M-Class email a week early.
1 week.
Oh shit, because apparently it's not canceled.
Oh, we lied. Or didn't we? I don't know.
We canceled it because we didn't have enough emails, and then mysteriously we had enough emails. So.
We're like a mattress store. We're going out of business. Just kidding. No, we're not.
Just kidding. You gave us enough money. We're staying in business. Liquidation sale again. We're going out of business.
we're going out of business again. Shit.
Look, thank you everybody who tuned in. Give us money at patreon.com/mclasspodcast to keep on trekking.
Thank you.
See you in 1 week for more M-Class goodness.
Bye.
Bye-bye.